right, let's talk about something that I see every day on the practice tee that can help people get better at golf right away. It's nothing more than learning how to really know where you are pointed. Alignment is something that I see everybody mess up in their practice and on the golf course. Now, I'm not saying that everybody has to be pointed exactly at their target, but we do have to recognize where we are. And I see an awful lot of people coming to me for help, and many times alignment is very much part of the trouble. So let's get better at learning to know where we're aligned. So I've got a club on the ground here, a stick on the ground, nice big red thing that shows me a line. So get to the range, actually use those alignment sticks that are out there or the ones that are in your golf bag. Get them out, put it on the ground. You'll even see tour pros doing this. So let's make sure that that's pointed in line with our target. So that way we know how to align ourselves and learn to then recognize it. So I see an awful lot of people, if they do this, they'll put it and then they'll go step up here like it's supposed to be on their toe line. I don't recommend that. Because if I'm up here and I see it on my toe line, now my eyes are out over here. I have to look down this way and imagine where I am. I don't think that's such a good idea. It's better to back up a little bit until this stick on the ground is underneath my eyes. Then I can just turn my head and take a look. Now I can look at my body parts, my legs, I can look at my shoulders, I can look at my golf grip, and I can look at the level of my forearms, and if they're close to being level and my shoulders are there too, I know I've got something. So in practice, that's something that I can do to check myself. I've got something on the ground here that told me, okay, all my body parts are in a line. Now, whether I want to align myself in that direction or not is one thing. That's a choice. Some people need to be aimed a little further right. Some people need to be aimed a little further left to play the shot that they want to play. That's fine. But I want you to learn how to recognize it in practice first. So when you've got this and you know where you are, just look up. Once you know you're there, look up, take your club, put it across your shoulder line, and take a look at something out there and say, that's where I'm aimed. Learn to pick out a tree and say, okay, I'm going to aim at this tree or that tree or the other tree or something, and just say, all right, I'm going to get used to what alignment looks like by putting something on the ground at that point. And now let's take it to the golf course. Now let's say, okay, I've got this line right here, and there's my target, and I've got this eyeballed, and I'm going to walk up here with club in hand, and I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to say, okay, I've got this here under my eyes. Where is this going? And I can put it here on my shoulders, and I get the stick pointed out as far as I can over here, and I think, all right, I can see that I am pointed at my target. And once I am, I look at how much of this front shoulder that I see out of my peripheral vision when I'm looking at my target. Now I know what good alignment looks like in the position I'm standing in on the golf course. If I'm used to seeing, let's say in this case, I can see about the front half of my shoulder when I'm pointed at the target. If I see more than half, and that means I'm aiming a little bit to the right. If I see less than half, I'm aimed to the left. And that makes a lot of sense to a lot of people because here we're using something as a reference point is the lead shoulder. So when we look at that and we know we've got a club in hand and we point it at our target and we know we can see a certain amount of our shoulder, as soon as we see more of it, we know we're pointed to the right, less of it, we're pointed to the left. Now we've got a reference that we take with us all the time on the golf course. So now when you set up and you've got your target out there and you set up, you can now learn how to get that and how to recognize that. So I've got club in hand on the ground. I can see my target out of my direct vision. I can see about the front half of my shoulder, and then I can put it on here. And now I know that my legs and my shoulders and my forearms are all going the same way. Now I've got good alignment. So that's a good way for you to be able to recognize the alignment that you have and put it into practical use on the golf course.